For 15 years, Steve and Rachel Scrow have been dreaming of an old country inn where you could come home and have a taste of new American cuisine with a twist of old world recipes. Well, 6 years later, here we are at the Mohawk House, centrally located in Sparta, New Jersey. Come with me while we check out the kitchen. This portion of our segment on the Mohawk House, we are in the kitchen with head chef Ken Salmon, and today we're going to be cooking one of the best appetizers that we serve here at the Mohawk House, mussels. Now the thing is with mussels is, if you want a good mussel and if you want something that is made right and delicious, you come here, and Ken is going to show us how to make it. So Ken, where do we start?
Well, we start with, I want to explain that a lot of the, it's not just recipe at the Mohawk House, it's also technique. And I bring technique from a lot of places I've worked, like New Orleans and New York and Italy, and a lot of different restaurants that I've worked, and you pick up different techniques and ways of doing things. So I just wanted to show a very simple dish that we have here. It goes out very quickly. It's an appetizer, and I just wanted to show you how it's done. Just got to get these pans hot real quick.
So now the thing is with mussels, Ken, is that people want to make mussels at home. They should probably heat against that, right?
Yeah, the mussels, most places you go to, people have a tendency to overcook mussels. And with the technique I'm going to show you, this is the way to cook mussels fresh.
Okay.
But the way I'm going to show you is a little bit dangerous, so you want to come here for dinner.
Nice, fantastic. We love living dangerously.
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
Ken, so what do we have set up over here?
What we have, I use a good extra virgin olive oil, Italian. We have some Riesling wine. This is clam juice.
Okay.
Fresh flat leaf parsley. You don't need to chop it too much because you don't want to get it too wet.
Okay.
Perfect, just rough chop. Leeks and sliced garlic in a little extra virgin olive oil.
Fantastic.
And these are just some croutons for us to finish.
Okay.
And our Prince Edward Island mussels
All right, fantastic.
that are beautiful. So let's see what we got here. Usually what I do is I get 2 pans hot. And basically, you want to start in a hot pan.
Okay.
A little olive oil. I'd say about 1.5 ounces olive oil.
Okay.
Let's get hot. You almost want to see it get wavy. Make sure it's hot enough. I never start like sauteing garlic or sauteing. I never start it in a cold pan. You want to get your pan hot. Then you want to pour your olive oil and get it hot.
Okay.
And then we're going to put in our garlic. Just sliced garlic and olive oil.
Nice.
And we're going to let that saute up a little bit. You want to get it, you don't want to get any color on it. You just want it right before it turns that color. Basically when you start smelling it.
Okay.
And you start smelling the garlic, then we're going to add the leeks. And
Nice.
I love leeks. Leeks are mainly, a lot of European dishes use leeks. You're starting to see them more now on menus, but I personally love them, and part of the onion family.
Nice.
And it adds a nice little twist to a lot of dishes. So there we go. It's nice, and you can see it sauteing nicely.
Yeah, you can see what's nice about this already is it's like sizzling hot, and that's what you said, Ken. That's the key.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm going to add my leeks. And you just want to toss them. Well, yeah, don't try this at home. And now you can see I have another pan on the fire.
Okay.
And it's on high. It's a very hot pan.
Okay.
And that's part of the technique that I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Of how you get mussels out as an appetizer at a busy restaurant.
Yeah, now that's what I was going to ask you too, Ken. When things are heating up in the kitchen, how do you balance all the tickets that are coming through and then perfecting a perfect dish?
Well, you have to have a good team.
Definitely.
It's all teamwork, and it's chaos, controlled chaos, let's call it.
I like that.
Okay, so our leeks are sauteed with our garlic.
All right.
Now I just add my parsley right into the oil. It infuses the oil. And you can hear it snap, crackle, pop.
And it smells delicious already.
Mussels right in. And I put them back on the fire. Let them saute for a second.
Okay.
Then I take about 2 ounces of the Riesling wine. It's a Bluefield. We sell it at the bar.
Nice.
Nice wine. And now you can use water if you don't want to use clam juice. We like to use clam juice to enhance the flavor a little bit here.
Okay.
So then I use about 2 ounces of clam juice because you want it nice and brothy. You can see a lot of broth
Yeah, it's
in with
beautiful.
the mussels, and it looks beautiful. Well, now we're going to do the dangerous part.
Oh, okay. Be careful,
Now,
Tyler.
I'm going to show you the technique.
Okay.
Now, this is
How far should I stand back, Ken? I don't want
Stand about right there.
to burn my hair up.
this is how we do it at the Mohawk House. Beautiful.
Whoa, baby. Fantastic.
Now what this does, I'll show you. For one thing, mussels don't take long to cook. Some clams take longer to cook. Mussels cook like that,
Okay.
basically. Now what we're doing is we're speeding up the process, but also by hitting in a hot pan like this, you're emulsifying the sauce.
Okay.
So really all the flavors are combining. And look how some of the mussels popped right open.
Oh, yeah? That's beautiful.
This is done. But it's not just done, it's perfect. And we have a couple stragglers in there that are not open yet, so we're just gonna let it cook a little bit more. But when you hit it into the hot pan, look at this, if you look at the sauce, see how it's not clear? Like the liquid is clear? It's more of like emulsified.
Fantastic. Love it. Cannot wait to try these.
And it's quick, people love these mussels here.
Oh,
it's
well,
amazing.
I mean, of course I work here and I do know this is one of the hot appetizer dishes that everyone seems to love to order. Can never have enough.
Beautiful.
You've got a lot of them. This is a nice hearty plate.
It's
too,
a hearty
Ken.
plate. It's absolutely a nice appetizer. Now you see all the broth in there.
Yeah.
So it's like a soup. It's almost like a soup.
And we've got these fantastic salt rolls that people love to dip into this sauce.
All the bread is homemade, in-house. But as you can see, the mussels are beautiful. They're nice and they're puffy. They're not like little raisins because they're cooked to death. That's the thing. It's technique. It's like I said, when you're cooking for 200 to 300 people, you can tend to need to get things out of the kitchen quickly but correctly.
Quickly and correctly. I like it, Ken. Well, how about we go try this dish?
Excellent.
So here we go, folks. Our finished dish of mussels here at the Mohawk House. As you can see, we're sitting behind this nice fire, nice cozy spot here in the dining room, in the main dining room. And Ken here is going to show me how to eat these mussels because I've had mussels before, but you know, I'll eat them with my hand. I don't know what I'm doing. So Ken's going to show me, with this dish presented like this, Ken, how do we do this?
I would first take a crouton, put it on your plate,
Okay.
and then I would take a spoon,
Okay.
and you try to get some of the mussels
Okay.
and some of the broth onto the plate.
Okay.
And it's always good to ask your waiter for extra bread so you can dip it into the bowl.
Okay.
Perfect. And I even take a little bit of the broth, put it over the crouton a little bit.
Lovely.
There's no being shy with mussels.
Okay, so we just take our
I
fork
just
and dig in.
dig right in there. I grab the shell a little bit. And
Grab the
I'll,
shell. And then,
I also, I could break one of the shells and dip it into the broth
this is,
and just use that as a little
excellent.
spoon.
oh, let me try that, folks. Look at this. It's like 2 ways to eat your mussels
It's kind of
here.
like in New Orleans. New Orleans, everybody eats with their hands. You know, crawfish and crabs. And
Wow. This is rich
Yeah.
and very sweet and tasty, all in one.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so impressed, and I
it's
have
a
to
nice,
tell you.
it's a nice light broth.
It is so light.
It's very natural. And
It is really,
we
really
like-
light.
We like the food to stand out here at the Mohawk House, where basically we build a dish around the food. So you want to taste the item that you're eating
Folks,
first, as in fish, meat, or mussels.
this is mouth-watering, and I know a lot of you who've been here have tried these mussels, but if you haven't, you need to get down here and try these mussels. I'm not joking, I haven't had them like this anywhere around here, ever actually. And the broth is really, really tasty. And I'll tell you, a great way to start off the meal is with a good appetizer. I mean, you can't come out and not have an appetizer, right, Ken?
Exactly.
And if you're really not that hungry, you can get this as a dish if you wanted to.
Exactly. And
Well,
if you want to learn how to cook mussels, just come back in the kitchen and ask for Ken, and I'll come and show you.
You will show you?
Don't try what I just did at home.
Well, cheers. This is one heck of a dish, folks. You got to try this. And you know what? What's better than with a glass of wine? We have a glass of Riesling here. So cheers to you, Ken. Fantastic.
Cheers. Salute.
So after we finished that meal, I wanted to give you just a little look of the outdoor courtyard here at the Mohawk House. They've got a gorgeous terrace, a built-to-spec bocce ball court, and beautiful picturesque views that you and your family can come, look at, enjoy, and you can even host a party outside here. It really is something to see up on this gorgeous hill here in Sparta, New Jersey. So now that we showed you the beautiful outside, we wanted you to come upstairs and show you the inside, what's above the main dining room. I'm here with Jake, a good friend of mine who I work with here at the Mohawk House. Jake, we're in the loft. Tell me a little bit about where we're at here for people who don't know the overlook here.
This is a great place for privacy, function, corporate functions, or family gatherings. We sit about 30 people in this room, which is great.
That is great, especially because when you walk up here, it's spacious. You don't even know that you can fit that many people up here.
Sorry to interrupt, but no, it's so great. You get to look over our loft area into our main dining room where we have our fireplace.
It's very romantic up here, folks. Now, if you follow me, the next place we're going to go is to the study. Now, in the study, Jake, you can tell the folks out there that this is a great place for corporate parties.
This is so great. This is truly private up here. We have our double doors to be closed. Do about 30 people in here comfortably.
Yeah.
It's a great space.
And you have all the fresh lighting. We've got, it's always super clean here, I will say.
Always.
It's one thing I will say, amongst many things I will say about the Mohawk House, impeccably clean. I mean, you really could eat off the floors here at all times.
And I have.
I was just thinking you were going to say that. So as you look around here in the study, it's another great place to have a party. Beautiful light, nice spacious room, another great place to check out. One more room. So our next room is the wine room. This is one of my favorites. Jake and I work up here a lot. Jake, tell them about the wine room.
This is a great room for when I have pharmaceutical parties, financial parties, super private. We have a lot of board of director meetings in here, which is great. Everything's quarter-stone oak. It's just a big, beautiful, but a private room.
Yes, I will agree. A lot of these parties, you shut the door, you can't hear anything that's going outside, and then you have your own little niche in here that you feel nice and warm and comfortable, and then you've got the beautiful picturesque walls with the wine, and like you said, the beautiful oak, and these gorgeous chairs. You really can't find this anywhere else around the county.
You can't, honestly. I mean, not that I know of.
Exactly. So another great place here is the study. And now, one of my favorite parts that we need to go check out and end our segment with is the bar. So here we are at the bar, one of the largest selections of microbrews in the entire state, folks. 42 on draft, gonna go up to 50 soon. If you want any place to go and stop and get a beer, this is the place. I'm here with two of the lovely Mohawk House ladies, two of these gorgeous blondes. You get to see them when you come here too, which is always an added bonus. Casey, tell me a little bit about what we've selected here to sample today.
All right, today we have our Keegan's Mother's Milk, which is a sweet stout.
Ooh.
So it's got a little more flavor than Guinness, but it's easy drinking.
This is pretty dark. Now, folks, I do like to have a cocktail every once in a while. I do enjoy my beer, so this isn't that painful for me to do. Okay, so this is the Mother's Milk. Cheers. That goes down very smooth. And you wouldn't actually guess that because it's so dark. I think people are afraid of dark beers sometimes because they don't know what to expect. But this is really smooth, Case. What do you say?
It's very nice one. We have it on draft quite often now. It's a big hit here.
Big hit, folks. The Mother's Milk. Definitely one to try. What's our next selection here?
All right, our next one is something a little different. That's the Anchor Steam Christmas. It's a holiday ale. They only have it once a year. It's got nice Christmassy flavors, very piney, a little harder drink than the Mother's Milk, but it's got really good flavors to it.
Okay, so here's to Christmas. Cheers. Woo! got a little kick to it. That'll kick off the holiday season for you. Now, what's good about this, it does. Now, what kind of beer is this?
It's considered a holiday ale.
A holiday ale. Okay, so folks, this is, it actually looks a little bit lighter than the Mother's Milk.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's, again, another tasty delight treat here. Alrighty, folks, so we have our next selection here with beautiful Heather. Heather, tell me what the first drink is here.
Okay. Our first drink is the Dogfish Head, the barley wine.
Ooh.
It's at a 15% alcohol, which is about 4 times the normal beer. So it's very strong. It's got a really smooth taste though.
So Heather, if someone comes in here and has one of these, we're talking, you're gonna feel pretty
You're
good.
gonna feel a little good, yeah.
15% alcohol, folks. Cheers. That is tasty and very smooth and light. Wow, the barley wine, I would highly suggest that. It only takes one. You could be a cheap date and have one of these. Wow. And what's next, my dear?
And this is our Terrapin Big Hoppy Monster. It's an imperial stout, which is a little stronger, and it's aged in an oak barrel, so it's kind of got an oaky, smoky flavor.
Oaky and smoky. Very interesting. Cheers. Delicious. Girls, you picked out some fine beers here. Wow. I mean, I don't even know they're all my favorite. I would have to say they're all my favorite. So here we are in the Prohibition Room to the right of the bar. This gorgeous chef's table that they have here. And as you can see on the table, we have award-winning honey from Steve and Rachel's 250-year-old farm located right in Sparta. So as you can see, the honey that they use, the eggs that they use, comes right from Steve and Rachel's farm. Another huge draw-in for the Mohawk House is their live entertainment. They have bands every single weekend, they've got DJs, and recently one of the hottest cover bands in New Jersey stopped by here to play at the Mohawk House, the Nerds, and I was there to interview the lead singer.
I'm here with Jim, who I've seen you so many times. I've worked this party myself. You are on fire when you're on stage. First of all, tell me about the energy when you're up there as the lead singer, the front man of this group.
This has always been a very energetic band, and we really feed off the crowd a lot, and that's kind of easy. That makes it fun. That makes it, we play very energetic kind of music, so that helps about it too. And I drink about 6 cups of coffee a day, and that helps too. And it's all good.
Awesome. So we talked to Biff a little bit about where the Nerds came from, the idea of the Nerds, and why it's cool to be a nerd. Why do you think it's cool to be a nerd and to follow the Nerds?
When you're a nerd, nobody expects a whole lot from you. So if there was a movie Al Pacino was in called Devil's Advocate, and in it he tells Keanu Reeves, "Look at me. I'm just a short little guy. Nobody sees me coming. They see you coming down the block, So that's the kind of a thing, is that we go in, we look like nerds. Nobody expects, they're unthreatened. Everybody's good with it. None of the guys think we're going to steal their girlfriend. None of the girls think we're going to hit on them because they're so awful looking. So it makes it easy. It's kind of a license to be loose. So we take that loose and the energy, and that's the Nerds.
So tell me about playing up here in Sussex County. You guys have played all over. How do you like it here, and especially at the Mohawk House?
Well, first of all, this is like the most beautiful place. I mean, we've been seeing this place for a while. Even before we were playing here, Steve, our Tarkanish from Stars Productions, brought me here and said, "Oh, you're going to play here one day," and glad to be doing it. As far as playing in Sussex County, this is where we started. I mean, we started here. We used to play at the Hayloft years and years ago. That was our first couple of New Year's Eves were there. So it's great. It's kind of like a pre-home base. Everybody thinks we're a shore band, but we're really not from the shore. We're like a North Jersey band, and this is where we started out. So it's always a homecoming. It's nice.
That's exciting for me because I'm a Sussex County girl myself. So when you see something grow the way you guys have right here in Sussex County, and then blossoming here at the Mohawk House, which is, such an awesome space to play in because it's so huge.
And the food is great.
And the food.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm all about fine dining, you could tell. That's all I do. I just eat all day. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we're really excited tonight to see you guys rock. Any last words for anyone in the future to come out and see you play and see you here at the Mohawk House?
Get your tickets early. Get your tickets early. It's always sold out a month ahead of time.
Yeah.
But get here, you know what? Get here really early, have a great meal, and then hang out and watch the band. You still have time to get home early and tuck the kids into bed if that's what you do, and it's a great time.
So folks, I am here with the famous drummer of the band The Nerds, Biff, and he's going to tell me a little bit about the roots of The Nerds. So tell me, how long have you been in this band?
I've been in the band since the beginning, which was August of 1985. So we're in our 26th year. Anyway, since the beginning, basically our manager, Steve Tarkanish over here, came up with a concept of putting a rock and roll band together using a Nerds image. And what we did was we took that loose concept, created characters, and put together a song list, and here we are 26 years later.
So where did, the concept of the Nerds, where did the idea come from?
Okay, well, a lot of people mistakenly think it came from the movie Revenge of the Nerds, but it was actually based on a premise of an old Saturday Night Live skit back in the 80s. If you remember the characters, the Todd and Lisa Loopner, the Bill Murray. Okay, they were nerds. Those were the characters they played in their sketch comedy. And they showed up at a radio station at midnight with a demo tape telling the DJ that they were a rock band. And the DJ goes, "There's no way in the world that you guys are a rock band. I'm not playing." No, we're really a rock band. So, I don't even remember how the skit ended, but that's the premise, is to basically take an idea, a look that you would think does not belong on the rock and roll stage, but then what comes out with the sound is rock and roll. So it's that juxtaposition of an odd look, but playing like you're some big hair band. That's the whole idea.
Welcome to the room. Well, welcome into the beautiful room. Hope you appreciate the woodwork, of course.
So folks, do you want to know the secret, the key to success for a really fine restaurant getting up to the next level of high standards? It's a clean bathroom. Folks, check this out. Men's bathroom, not a speck of dust. We had to come back into the kitchen. I just couldn't leave with just muscles. We needed to come back for more. And Ken is going to cook us to close today a prime ribeye cowboy steak, mouth-watering, folks. I'm a steak girl. Real girls out there, we love our steaks. Okay, so Kenny, tell me what's going on here.
Here's a prime 16-ounce cowboy steak, bone-in ribeye, and I like to season it with kosher salt, cracked black pepper, and a mixture of fresh thyme and rosemary.
Okay.
So I'm going to season it up here a little bit. The thing I love about ribeye is the fat content, and just like the prime rib, it's the same cut.
Okay.
So with the prime ribeye, you get less fat, of course. But the good thing about that fat is if I'm going to pan sear it, which I think is the best way to do a ribeye like this, is the fat helps it in the pan not to burn. It caramelizes it. It protects it. And for searing, we use vegetable oil.
Okay. So what's good about searing with this type of oil?
Searing with canola oil has a high smoking point, so you don't burn it. Because if you burn oil, it's going to be harsh on your stomach.
Yes.
So if you use olive oil, you use olive oil for sautéing, like garlic and stuff like that.
Okay. So a lesson in searing and sautéing the differences, folks. Alrighty, here we go.
All right, ribeye. Oil in the hot pan. And the ribeye. Perfect.
That is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
So how long are we going to have this sear on one side for, would you say?
You'll actually see it on the bottom start to brown. You just leave it alone. Don't shake the pan. Just leave it. Let it cook. Let it sear. And I'll give it a couple of minutes, and then I'll actually take my tongs and I'll take a peek and see what we got here. You can see. Look
Oh,
at that.
beautiful.
It's really starting to caramelize nice. But see, this is flavor. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just let it brown up more.
So is it the longer that it sears in that fat, the better the flavor?
Yeah, well, the natural sugars come out. When you caramelize something,
Yeah.
the browning, it just, it's mouth-watering.
Tastes so good.
Once it's done.
Nice.
And also the good thing about it too is it leaves the fond in the bottom of the pan. So if you want to make a sauce in the same pan, it works out.
Fantastic.
Take a look again. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
That is really nice.
You can see the caramelization and the fat protected it because the fat helps it in the pan so the rest of the meat doesn't burn.
Awesome.
If you tried this with a New York steak,
Not
New York
gonna
strip
work.
steak, it wouldn't work. You would burn it. It would be, the outside would be too tough. It would be eating leather. So what I do is I'm going to empty the oil. I'm going to put my steak back in the pan. And I'm going to put it in the oven to my desired temperature,
Nice.
which my desired temperature is medium rare to medium.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to check your temperatures, that's another story.
Yeah, that's another thing because, folks, you know, I work here at the Mohawk House, and people always want to know recommendations for temperature. And now I say medium rare. I think that's the best one normally, right, Ken?
I think most people prefer medium rare to
Yeah.
medium. That's where you really get most of the juiciness. out of the
Exactly.
steak. But what's nice about it here with this steak is because it's seared so hard on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just lightly cooked on the outside. It's really
It's cooked.
caramelized
Yeah,
and
it's
seared.
nice.
So you get that almost like a crunch, and then you get the smoothness of the meat on the inside.
Oh, I love different textures in meat. Fantastic. Can't wait to try it.
Absolutely.
So folks, here we are with our finished dish of this gorgeous prime ribeye cowboy steak. I'm so excited to try this and close out our show. While I try it, Ken's gonna explain a little bit about the whole dish. So Ken, tell me about it.
Well, this is my kind of steak plate. The prime ribeye, we have a Yukon whipped mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, caramelized onions, and a blue cheese
Oh
cream demi.
my word. So let's talk a little bit about this finished meal, this finished dish. This didn't even take that long to cook.
No.
And
no.
that's, I think, another thing about steaks that people might not want. They're not sure if they should order steak. How long is it going to cook? Are we going to be here forever?
Yeah.
You guys get these out and
Oh, yeah.
perfectly cooked.
Yeah, and the onions also, I'd like to mention about the onions is we cook them in olive oil, salt, and pepper. Just that in the pan for 8 hours,
My
very
God.
slow.
The onions are so sweet. Mashed potatoes are like perfectly whipped. And then you've got this amazing blue cheese sauce over it. I don't even know what to say, folks. This is so worth coming out here to the Mohawk House. Folks, I've worked here for the past year. I can vouch for the fact that what you see here is what you get. It really is more than just a trip to a restaurant. It is a destination, and that's why we are calling this Destination Mohawk House, because you can come in for lunch, you can come in for dinner, you can come in to fine dine, you can come in for a seat at the bar. Super friendly staff, super friendly place, super clean place, which I know when I want to go out, my house half the time is not clean. I want to go to a clean place where I can feel comfortable eating. I also know that the Mohawk House is filled with great relationships around the county. And as you can see, when you pull up here, you'll see some nice automobiles from Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Our boss, Steve Scrow, has a good friend in Eric Nielsen and Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, and we know that that's a great place to go, and they have been wonderful friends here to the Mohawk House, and wanted to mention them as well. So folks, all I can say is get down here. If you haven't seen it, please try it. Try it out. Come on a date, come alone, come with your friends, and especially now with the holidays coming up, come out for a nice holiday dinner. It really is a lovely night out. All your servers, this I will vouch for too, the best service you are going to find in Sussex County is here at the Mohawk House. 100%. You are going to come out of here satisfied. So Ken, thank you so much
Thank you.
for indulging us with this lovely dish. We will be airing a bunch of times during the month, and we will be back with a series next month for Destination Mohawk House. I'm Nikki Moorville. I hope you've enjoyed the show.